becomes easier even for large-scale investment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On that question of broadening the tax base, I believe Honorable Minister, you want to respond now or after? You can do now. I think if you want to respond now, you may want to go ahead. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, one of the main push to Her Excellence, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, on the motion which has been summarized by the Sector Minister is actually emanating from the contribution of agriculture and these issues, including on the side of the revenue. So far, the notable contribution of agriculture has been on the GDP because it employs a big number of Tanzanians. But when it comes to the financial aspect on the revenue side, most of the farmers were lying on the side of the small peasants, cultivation just for consumption, and a small portion which lies on those medium to large size of cultivation. So the contribution so far is around 14. The contribution so far is around about 14 billion US dollars on the GDP. And then this is the basis of this agenda of making agriculture into business, turning it into business, and more specifically bringing the youth into agriculture, where we will be in position of widening the tax base and the contribution on the monetary value, which was the interest of my brother there.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for that clarification. Any more comments from the floor? Okay, Karibu, I see a hand at the end.
Yeah, my name is John Matthew Mnali. I'm the Director of Investment Promotion from Tanzania Investment Center. Mine is just a comment. In addition to what you have heard on the incentives that are applicable to investors who are investing into different sectors, we have also another package of incentives provided under the Export Processing Zones Authority. Now, under the EPZ scheme, we are targeting investors who are looking for the export market. So if your company will be able to export at least 80% of whatever you produce, or if you'll be able to meet an annual turnover of 500,000 US dollars, then you'll be eligible to obtain an export processing zones license, whereby you will enjoy more benefits such as exemption of corporate tax for 10 years, exemption of local government taxes for 10 years, and several other incentives which are applicable to investors under the EPZ. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that investment information on the available incentives. It appears as if we have exhausted our comments from the floor. And we have more participants joining us. We thank you for your very strong participation, and those who are really prepared to stand up to participate. This is excellent. I think the meeting has been extremely successful in terms of involvement of our partners. I'm trying to find out if there is anybody else who has got a question, a clarification, a comment from the floor. Okay, I don't see anybody asking for the floor. So again, let me thank you very much, and now take this opportunity to welcome the Honorable Minister for Finance, Honorable Mwigulu, to give his brief concluding remarks. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Thank you very much, the moderator, my brothers, Minister for the Blue Economy, Minister for Agriculture, both from Zanzibar, and Minister for Livestock and Fisheries, Deputy Ministers, senior government officials, brothers and sisters from the private sector. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to air out the concluding remarks of our session. First and foremost, I wish to commend on the job well done on the partnership between our government and the African Development Bank. The partnership between Tanzania and African Development Bank is long-standing since those years of 1971, and Tanzania has been benefiting from both windows of African Development Bank, that is the African Development Fund and the African Development Bank. Anyway, I took it for granted I did not introduce myself. My name is Mwigulu Nchemba, Minister for Finance, who happens also to be the former Minister for Livestock and Fisheries, who also happens to be former Minister for Agriculture, a grown son of a pastoralist, a grown son of a farmer, and a Minister for Finance who had a full passion on agriculture and livestock and fisheries. The support from the bank has actually been very effective and had recorded impressive outcomes. And this has been testified by the achievement which we have made in developing high-quality infrastructure, that is in transport, energy, education, water, and other issues to do with the governance. As per our today's agenda, just like what has been outlined by the sectoral minister, my brother Hussein Bashe, what Tanzania is doing and what Her Excellency is doing actually comes from what has been the historic setup of agriculture in Tanzania and in most African countries. You will agree with me that the setup in most African countries does not deviate far from what has been the setup on the issues of agriculture, livestock and fisheries here in Tanzania. Only that these recent problems have caused us to a loss of lives, but in awakening us, I can say that the COVID-19, the recent conflict between Russia and Ukraine has given us a very good alarm to show our vulnerability on our setup in our economies. We have a historic hangover where these productive sectors were condemned almost by everybody in our societies. My brothers who are, and my sisters who are my age mates will recall that since those days when we were at schools, if you conduct, in case of any misconduct, you will be punished by being taken to farms. You know. There's where we started. We started to define agriculture. If you are late in coming to school, you will be punished by spending the whole day farming. You know? That was the most rough mistreatment you will be given by being late to school. Then we grown like that. Even when you are, we joined offices in the government offices, the worst comment the junior officer will make once maybe feels mistreated by the supervisors will say, look, I better go for farming, you know. Then that will also continue to define agriculture. As a result, agriculture was turned to be like just the traditional dances which are practiced by the aged and mostly those who are in local beers and the like. And then that was the definition the youth were defining agriculture, livestock, and fisheries. That it's a job done by whoever has missed any other option. And is a job done by a person who was missed on the proper channels of his or her life. Then what came, and now we are getting into it, that the population growth, which now has denied us that with our population we cannot actually create jobs for all the youth, the school leavers, graduates, and others to be filtered in government offices, is now giving us the reality that those productive sectors actually are not for those who messed their lives. It is actually the life itself. And that is the essence that Her Excellency say, look, if we are to provide solutions on job creation to youth, we have to invest in productive sectors. If we are to increase revenues on our government coffers, we have to invest on productive sectors. And if we are to increase revenue from export proceeds, we have to invest in productive sectors. And then the main productive sectors in Tanzania, you cannot mention them without mentioning agriculture, livestock, and the fisheries. And definitely, they are the one who are employing a lion's share of the population here in Tanzania. Not only on these avenues, but there is another reality which is not well analyzed in most African countries. Even per capita GDP, the per capita income per person. We started together with many other countries, the Asian tigers and the others. In those days of independence, we are at par and per capita income of our people. But in the course of these years, we slightly added nothing compared to what they've earned in their per capita income in their countries. The essence, the main reason is that one, that we have a population, a large part of population, a large part of the workforce which is not at work. Or the youth, considering what is their parents doing is the jobs for those who have messed their lives, considering it's not the job they are supposed to do. They are big in numbers, and yet they cannot be absorbed in those white-collar jobs which we have been oriented since those days. So what Her Excellency is doing, and actually being part of those other reasons I have said, is first, to rebuild the mentality of the youth, to know that there is a business in agriculture, there is business in livestock and fisheries, and there is business in value addition to these products, and there is nice jobs and actually wealth in those production sectors, productive sectors, and in value edition. We had a common statement we were told, and then in between it went diminishing. But those days I understood it very well, and I thought we were even thinking, we were even singing, my senior brothers, Professor Chakula and Shemdoe. Those days it was very common, and it was in Kiswahili. Kama mnataka mali, tapata shambani. I don't know who erased it in between. That guy is the one who messed us. Who erased that? It was very common, and actually we used to sing it. And whoever appeared to be not matching with that one, we used to look him differently, more differently. Any person who was like not understanding that one. So now we have increased the budget. Actually, more than 4 times. We had 250 billion Tanzanian shillings, and now we have 927 billion Tanzanian shillings, and with an addition of P4R, which can take us to 1 trillion and 270 billion. And actually, the vision of our excellence, this budget will keep increasing and increasing. And we are looking forward in the coming financial year also to increase it. And we have revamped the incentives, on the side of tax incentives for these productive sectors. We in the previous 2 years, I think we amended over 140 provisions which were hindrance to the private sector, and mainly agriculture, livestock, and fisheries. And we'll keep amending those which will be perceived to be hindrances to investing in these productive sectors. And we have provided other incentives, just like what the minister said, by inaugurating again the guarantee schemes for both medium, small, medium, and the export guarantee schemes. And we are looking forward other avenues which will create the best environment even further in these productive sectors. This one goes hand in hand with the value chain, and we are looking forward even multiplying further other avenues as we write the new vision 2050. Lastly, we are looking forward the current situation, and we are looking forward even the unforeseen circumstances which has been happening. I said in the beginning that we are only mourning the lives we lost in COVID-19 and the lives we are losing in conflicts like Russia and Ukraine. But as for we as Africans, seriously, this is the lesson which has exposed us, the vulnerability we are having in our economies. The vulnerability we are having in our economies. Just imagine, after over 60 years of independence, for African countries, not even to cry, even just to complain that we are suffering on fertilizers, we are suffering on cooking oil, we are suffering on wheat, just because there is a conflict in Russia and Ukraine. Seriously, it is a shame. Because, by the way, Russia and Ukraine were supposed to have wheat flours, were supposed to have cooking oils from Africa. Leave alone other countries in the deserts, the other countries in the far north and the far south. Even this green belt, Tanzania, Kenya, Zambia, Mozambique, Malawi, DRC, Uganda, you just take that line. It is enough to feed the world. Only we have not dealt well with utilizing that comparative advantage, investing in the potential we have. We have left along the potential we have and invested in others which are not on our comparative advantage. So that is what Our Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, and as I said, we thank also the President of the African Development Bank. Her Excellency said, look, let us invest on the potentials we have. And this one will trigger out a good number of other multiplier effect indicators which they go in line with these productive sectors. And as for now, it is good that Her Excellency has given the vision, and the Minister for Agriculture has seriously pioneered it as well. The Minister for Livestock and Fisheries, the Minister for Blue Economy, the Minister for Agriculture from Zanzibar, and we, people from finance, we also sing the songs from Her Excellency and from the line ministries in commerce. We move step by step with them, of which I believe the vision of Her Excellency will be achieved. And it will create a model for other countries which tells the essence of this showcase. As the Minister said, we are ready. We also, from the Minister of Finance, we are ready. I believe the private sector also is ready. Let's partner together. Let's work together. And I believe we will achieve the dream of Her Excellency, and we will achieve the dream of the country. I wish you all the best. We are closing, but we are opening. It's opening. So I wish you all the best in other panels and your full participation in other panels as you will be guided by the timetable. Asanteni sana na nawatakia kila la heri.
Try to socialize a little bit. You may want to change some cards, but also we have the National Institutions for Investment Promotion in Tanzania, the TIC and the ZIPA. They are in the room. So can you raise your hand while you are please, so that anybody who wants to get any clarifications on investment issues, please, the authorities for investment are here. Capture that opportunity. And finally, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the Honorable Minister for Planning and Investment, Honorable Kitila Mkumbo. He is in the room. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Waziri. So he is with the investment portfolio. So we have all the investment, the big guys for investment in this room. Karibu sana. We also have with us the Deputy Minister from the Prime Minister's Office, Honorable Nderia Nanga. Karibu sana mama, karibu. And I also see our Governor from the Bank of Tanzania, Dr. Tutuba. Karibu sana. So this brings us to the end of this session, and thank you very much, and wish you the best and comfortable participation during the following sessions and the rest of the week. Asanteni sana na karibuni tena.
Really, thank you very much. Mzee wetu Peneli Limo, please a round of applause to him. This was really a good session. We can tell he has a lot of experience kwenye kilimo, and we've enjoyed. Just two additional pieces of information. We will be having Tanzania Showcase every day, 7 to 9, just like today. So please come. Tomorrow we will be talking about livestock. The day after we'll be talking about the legacy program, BBT. We hope to see you all. And on Friday, we will be talking about the blue economy. And to recognize the commitment that we got from the government, kwa heshima kabisa tunawaomba all the ministers, We have Minister from Kilimo, Minister from Planning, Minister from Prime Minister's Office, and our Minister from Livestock, from Zanzibar, and also from Minister of Finance. Can we kindly take a photo? And we also have the permanent secretaries and the deputy permanent secretaries, just to show we are ready. If you have those questions, please ask us, and we would like to improve. Karibuni sana waheshimiwa for a photo op. And really, we're looking forward to a great AGRF. Thank you for coming. Please, a round of applause to yourselves. Can we all stand waheshimiwa kwa ajili ya photo, and then that will be a great session. Makatibu wakuu tafadhali. Na manaibu katibu wakuu tafadhali, tunaomba kuonyesha the commitment. Asanteni, asanteni. Moderator wetu maarufu leo, tafadhali mzee Limo, karibu kwenye picha hii hapa ya kumbukumbu. Wanaomba vitambulisho tuvifunike kidogo wakati wa kupiga picha. So ladies and gentlemen, you meet any of our minister or PS, kindly do ask them as many questions as you can. Thank you so much for coming, and please a round of applause to them. We really thank you. And we're really looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow and in the other sessions. Asanteni sana. As Mzee Limo has said, karibuni for coffee before we go for opening session. Thank you.